You're listening to the Everyday Astrology Podcast. I'm Hilary Scott, your astrologer, and I'm here to bring you the forecast for the week of September 18th until the 24th. So this is one of the big shifts, one of the 4 power points of the year, which is when we have the solstices and the equinoxes. It's a big shift in energy, a big shift to a whole different season. So with the equinox, the sun moves into Libra. And Libra is all about balance and justice and fairness. And what do you want? What should we do? So it goes from being more like kind of selfishly motivated to being concerned about the group, or not necessarily the group, but the relationship that is formed. Also with the fall time, it's a good time to harvest and harvest all the seeds you planted in the spring. What's going well in your life? What is not going well in your life? What do you want to continue on with? What do you want to get rid of completely? It is definitely a very notable energy when the sun moves into Libra. It feels very different than the Virgo energy. So hopefully you've been using this last Virgo, the sun in Virgo, to really shore up your resources, to take care of your health, get in place some healthy routines. Hopefully you've ordered your home or put everything in order. My daughter, when she was little, used to call organizing ordernizing. And I just used to think it was so cute. And it wasn't until she was much, much older that she realized that we'd never corrected her mispronunciation, because we thought it was so cute, because it really is putting things in order, ordernizing. So it is that time of year to make sure that all your ducks in a row, because we're heading into, after autumn, we're heading into fall or into winter, and then we are going to hunker down and keep warm and rest and recuperate. So autumn can be a busy time. It's especially a time when we need people, when we need relationships. We want to get our cozy sweaters out and our cozy blankets and just feel cozy feelings. It's that time of year. I guess it depends. I mean, if you're somewhere hot, you're not going to feel the same cozy vibes, or perhaps if you're on the other side of the world, then you're also going into spring right now and not into autumn. So there's that, of course, as well. But I'm in the Northern Hemisphere in Canada, near the coast of British Columbia. And right now you can feel the shift as things change to be more autumny. It's still pretty hot, but there is a shift going on in the air. So the week starts out with some interesting aspects between Mars and Jupiter and Neptune and the sun. When Neptune is in the house, it can be wonderful for creativity, tapping into your spirituality, tapping into your sort of higher self and your inner knowing. It's very powerful with Neptune. But it can also create confusion and delusion and deception. Also, it rules poisons and the blood, and medicine or poisoning from medicines is ruled under Neptune. So that's something to watch out for. Also, it rules viruses. And so you might be hearing little whispers on the zeitgeist about maybe new things returning and that sort of stuff going on right now. Very, very Neptunian. So keep your ear out for that. Again, it's also kind of an untrustworthy energy in that nothing is as it seems, and the details aren't clear, and there's just this sort of confusion and overwhelm that can go with Neptune. And that's Tuesday. We have an opposition between the bright, clear Virgo sun and Neptune in Pisces. Pisces is the opposite of Virgo. So Pisces can be very deceptive, even though they're not intentionally deceptive. It's more they're kind of storytellers. And I'm sure it's not across the board about Pisces being deceptive, but they are one of the zodiacs that can be sort of natural liars, and only because they're fabricating, embellishing is a better word, their perception on things. And that can be great for storytelling or script writing or writing a song or music or any of that, any creative pursuit, because you're creating from the imagination, which Pisces has domain over. But when it comes to facts and being very specific and true, that's not really its necessary domain. So Tuesday, there might be like a showdown between very precise truth and distruth, untruth, not the truth. That can be something that's going on. So keep your eye open for that. Like, what is going on in the world right now? What's happening around us? Especially in relation to the Neptunian things. And Virgo, of course, wants everything to be perfect. So Virgo can, because it's so conscious of all the little details in life, it can be overcritical. It can get very neurotic. It's not unlikely for a Virgo to be OCD, where they've got to like check all the details over and over again, because they're so aware of the flaws in the design and they're here to fix them and improve upon them that they just get overwhelmed with all the flaws, including, maybe sicknesses and viruses and germs and things like that. So the sort of showdown between Virgo and Pisces could be interesting on Tuesday. The same day, there's a Mars-Jupiter energy that's conflicting, so it could blow everything out of proportion. Like there could be some real gas on the fire sort of situation. So keep your eyes open for that. Be aware that these sorts of transits are happening, which creates the potentiality for, a myriad of things to happen. But also, there's like this certain vein of frequency when Mars and Jupiter comes together, or Neptune and the Sun. Those are the aspects that we're talking about in the sky right now. Wednesday, also another sort of possible, sort of a deep dive could be going on. Pluto wants to get to the truth of things. Some of the things it discovers are horrendous and shocking and awful, but it wants the truth, and it wants to unearth whatever is suppressed, because whatever is suppressed is festering, and festering is no good, right? So that's the sort of day. There's a nice trine between the Sun and Pluto that could help you express yourself and help you get in touch with what you're really feeling, what you're afraid of, get in touch with your fears, and have some compassion for yourself and for others. Especially, it's an earth sign trine, so it's coming from Pluto in Capricorn at the end degrees of Capricorn, and the Virgo, which is also an earth sign, and the Virgo sun. So that trine, which is signs of the same element make trines, that trine can create like a supportive base for you to express yourself in whatever way you need to. Also to like spend the time to unearth what needs expressing. That like therapy would be really beneficial. Journaling, talking to a trusted friend, anything that you can do to release what's inside will be very well supported with this Sun-Neptune trine. Thursday is sort of like a nice break from what's coming on Friday. And not that Friday's like anything is coming on Friday, it just happens to be the day of the equinox. So we do have, you can kind of get a snapshot for the season ahead when you look at the chart of the PowerPoints. And there are actually some nice, there's nice energy around this fall equinox. It's exact at, Sun goes into Libra, 11:50 p.m. on the 22nd, Friday the 22nd. That's Pacific Standard Time. So it does have a Capricorn moon that day, so it helps kind of stabilize things. And then we also have a nice trine to Saturn, not a trine. We also have a sextile from the Sun and Saturn. So we can really feel supported. We can feel like we know what we're doing. We've got like the playbook, we got the plan. We're ticking off the boxes on our 5-year plan or 10-year plan, or perhaps you're planning for the generations ahead. However that works for you, there's just this very clear, like we can get things in order. Libra can be indecisive. It can be it sees all the sides because it's trying to be fair. So there can be that sort of confusion. So on Friday, with that sextile between the moon and Saturn, it's a nice energy. It's a nice, helpful energy. And coming into the weekend, which is this is happening right after we have the Sun, the equinox, move into Libra, we have a trine between Venus and Chiron. Actually, the weekend is quite good. It's good in like a deep way. So if you like things deep, then the weekend will be good for that. Chiron trining Venus will help us value the expression of our pain and our vulnerability, and also that of others. Did we hurt someone? Do we need to say we're sorry? Are we sorry? Do you wish someone would apologize to you? Is there some sort of wound that you need to hold close and witness in yourself or in someone else? That's the sort of magical healing that can go on with Chiron. And it also has to do too with picking the perfect remedy and finding exactly what you need to heal, what can heal you or what can help heal others. So there is a natural healer energy around Chiron, especially the natural remedies. So flower essences and crystals can be very supportive. It seems like such an airy-fairy thing to a lot of people, but I mean, they run computers and watches on quartz crystal. We are very finely tuned instruments, us humans, and we are very much tuned into the frequency of crystals. We have crystals all through our blood. We have crystals in our ears. Like we're made up of crystal, essentially silica, which is what crystal is made up of. So if you need support, then find yourself a crystal, pull out your talisman. You'll always be drawn to the crystal that is most necessary for you. Like maybe you need some labradorite to protect you, or maybe you need to help your heart heal with some rose quartz. There's so many, like it's endless. Maybe you need some malachite. Maybe you need some indigo gabbro to help you get in touch with your magical skills. It's just really an endless array of little helper creatures in crystals there to assist you if you need it. So don't forget about that. Find something, get some earrings or a bracelet or like a necklace or an amulet, stuff something in your pocket, or commonly girls like to put crystals in their bras, which is a wonderful place to carry a crystal. So just know that there is healing support, and it doesn't have to be pharmaceutical. It doesn't even have to be medical. It can just be spiritual and just as powerful, just as miraculous, often more and safer than what we might be offered otherwise. So Saturday there is an opposition, or no, Sunday, sorry. It's actually a nice day with trines to Uranus and a sextile to Neptune. So there is this sort of like enlightenment happening, like flashes of knowing, understanding. Like now you get it, now you understand. The moon will be conjunct Pluto, adding again this sort of emotional weight in Capricorn. This seriousness of the plans you need to make. Like you want to plan carefully. You want to think about the future generations when you're making your decisions, not just yourself or your own brief satisfaction. You want to think kind of more long term for everything, for the planning that you do when Pluto is in Capricorn, especially. We also have Mars opposition Chiron. So there could be a fight. There could be where tempers flare and you might feel like you need to lash out or someone else lashes out at you. It could really even be a deal breaker where you're just too hurt to connect to this person anymore for whatever reason. Or they're too hurt from you to continue on with you. It can be that sort of wounding that you're not willing to recover from because maybe it's a pattern or it's just too unforgivable. That there can be that sort of powerful energy with Chiron that day. Ultimately, either way, you're going to gain back your power and feel like more certain in your body. And also witnessing your wounded inner child heals your wounded inner child. You and me and us are the ones that have to be there for our own selves, healing as we go forward. So you being able to hold the feelings of yourself and witness them and acknowledge them and validate them is just really all you need to do to heal. And if you can do that for someone else, even better, because we are here for each other, especially since the sun just went into Libra, sign of relationships. So it is a busy week. Make sure that you write down your goals and your wishes for the next season. Write down kind of how you want to see autumn unfold, and then you can check back again in winter and see how it's all played out. That's 3 months to get your ducks in a row. And it really is a powerful time of year. So shore up your resources. Eat healthy, do healthy things, get sunshine, ground yourself. Do all the things to keep yourself feeling good so that whatever little morsels or tidbit that are going to come at us from the media in the next little while, you can just slough off like it's no big deal. Thank you so very much for listening. Very much appreciated. Wishing you many bright blessings of good fortune and health and love and happiness for this next season.